This eerie find has left scientists baffled and uneasy. Some argue that these findings validate the biblical flood narrative from the book of Genesis, while others remain skeptical. However, NASA insists that these marine fossils support the scientific theory of plate tectonics. Essentially, Everest was once submerged in the ocean, and the mountain's formation is attributed to tectonic plates shifting over a staggering 100 million years. What explanation do you believe? The flood from the Bible or the claims from the scientists about Mother Nature millions of years ago? 4. The tale of Maurice Wilson. Maurice Wilson, a soldier, embraced the power of prayer and fasting, crediting them with curing his illness in 1932. Driven by faith, he aimed to demonstrate his convictions by climbing Everest in 1934, despite lacking mountaineering experience. Believing in divine assistance, Wilson ascended to almost 23,000 feet. However, a massive ice wall obstructed his path. Sherpas who accompanied him advised retreat, but Wilson, ignoring their pleas, wrote in his diary, "This will be a last effort," and pressed on. Tragically, he never succeeded. Rather, he died due to exhaustion in his tent a few days later. 3. The Guardian Angel. In 1975, two British climbers, Dougal Haston and Doug Scott, reached the top of Everest, but too late. They had to spend the night in the death zone, where the air is thin and cold. They dug a hole in the snow and crawled in, hoping to survive. They had no oxygen, no food, and a dying heater. They were doomed. But then something strange happened. They felt another person in the hole with them, a warm and friendly presence. It spoke to them, giving them tips and encouragement to keep them alive. They were not alone. They were not the first to experience this. Many other climbers have felt a similar presence on Everest. Could this be a guardian angel that helped them in their darkest hour? What are your thoughts? 2. The Vanishing Snowboarder. Marco Siffredi, a skilled snowboarder, was a man who defied the odds. In 2001, he achieved what no one else had done before.
Snowboarded down
Everest from the top to the base. He conquered the Norton Couloir, a steep and dangerous slope, in 2 hours. But he was not satisfied. He wanted to try the Hornbein Couloir, a more perilous and uncharted route. The following year,
well, he's a fucking dead man now, isn't he?
Who sensed a change in the weather and his fatigue.
Putting it on shrimp on the barbie.
Thin air. No trace of him or his board was ever found. The Sherpas wondered if he had fallen into a crevasse or been swept away by an avalanche. His mystery remains unsolved. 1. Over 200 dead bodies. Mount Everest, while having the highest peak in the world, also remains the most deadly. More than 200 climbers have perished on its slopes, and many of them still remain there, frozen in time. Some are hidden from view, but others are visible to anyone who dares to ascend the mountain. One of the most well-known remains is that of Sewang Paljor, or Green Boots, by the color of his shoes. He died in a fierce storm in 1996, and his body has been lying near the summit ever since. Sometimes the snow covers him, but other times he is exposed to the elements and the eyes of the climbers. They have to step over his legs to reach their goal, or turn back from their dream. Mountaineers largely view such matters as tragic but unavoidable. For the rest of us, however, the idea that a corpse could remain in plain sight for nearly 20 years can seem mind-boggling. And it leaves me wondering, against the Nazis. We have a 12-month head start, 18. We got one hope.
What you're about to listen to sounds like a man during one of the most traumatic moments of his life. It's actually the sound of a man whose massive mistakes, lies, and self-delusions have come crashing down around him, and he's trying to spin one more lie to save himself.
Can you tell me what your address is? Okay, and who is this? Is it Dan? Okay, your name is David? Okay, who is it that's not breathing?
My baby,
Your wife is not breathing?
my baby, not your name.
Maybe some paramedics so we can try and get her some help, okay? Don't hang up.
Don't you hang up, you fuck.
But as Shakespeare pointed out in Macbeth, there's some guilty blood that can't be washed away. So let's take a look into the deceitful
Macbeth,
stories
there's
of
some
David
guilty blood
Travis
that cannot be
and
washed
the
away.
murder those lies led him to commit. Before we begin, we would like to send our deepest sympathies to the loved ones of Shanti Cooper Travis and her son Jackson, who will carry this tragic loss throughout his life. David Travis and Shanti Cooper had both recently come through divorces when they stumbled across each other on an internet dating site. Shanti was a hardworking, attractive woman with a young son and her own thriving business in Orlando, Florida. David, an attractive man in his own right, was independently wealthy and living in Minnesota where he'd worked before as a sales rep for 3M. Now, he told her, he had inherited millions and had a chance to go and do what he wanted with his life. It didn't take long for him to sweep Shanti off her feet, and the two became very serious. Serious enough in 2015 for David to leave the chilly northern climes for sunny Orlando and all that it had to offer in the way of opportunity, entertainment, and relationships. David moved to Orlando, and the two very quickly solidified their relationship now that they were in actual contact. He took care of things like a person who had his own wealth. And when it came time to make the decision on whether to make things permanent or not, he really set his plans in concrete. He took $607,500 of his own money and purchased a home in the city with cash. The house was in Delaney Park, in a neighborhood near Orlando, Florida. A well-established neighborhood that sprang up in the 1920s. It featured that trendy kind of feel that was attracting new buyers, investors, and quite a few property flippers. It was the perfect place for a young couple looking to settle down and become part of the community. The property, located on Copeland Drive, was just over 4,400 square feet and featured a large garage and an in-law suite that would serve as either an office or possibly a rental apartment. It had its own swimming pool and an outdoor kitchen. While these sound like wonderful bonuses, each would become something very important to the day-to-day life of David and Shanti, along with their young son Jackson. Over the next 2 years, the couple dated, they built a relationship, and got married on March the 22nd, 2017. David became the stepfather to Jackson Cooper, and the three began living together. They also began the long process of trying to renovate the property. Renovations, as any marriage counselor or building contractor can tell you, are one of the most trying, difficult, and dangerous things that a married couple can take on when it comes to preserving their marriage. And that's if the couple knows what they're doing and has competent people working for them. The day-to-day grind of the work being done and having to change your habits to accommodate the work and workers just creates a massive amount of stress. In this case, it was compounded greatly by Shanti operating her very lucrative financial software business from home out of the office. Since there was ample office space in the home away from the rest of the structure, this should have been okay. But then the larger and larger renovations had the couple also moving their living quarters into that in-law suite, and it made things even more difficult. Shanti maintained her work and shelled out the money to cover the cost of the renovations, a cost that would run into the range of $250,000 over the next year. David was on the job every day, overseeing the work that was being done, directing it, and managing the process of making it all work out. Except there was one glaring problem. David wasn't just in over his head, he really had no idea what he was doing, how it was done, or if the people doing the work knew what they were doing. It was a disaster, a veritable money pit, David continued to throw more and more of Shanti's money into that pit. He told her that he knew what he was doing, but that kind of project isn't something that can be a fake it until you make it kind of situation. Things began to snowball on David, and it got away from him quickly. Before long, the house was gutted to the point that it wasn't just unlivable in most of the space, it was actually unsound and probably downright dangerous to be in. And Shanti eventually hit the end of how much she was willing to invest. The project had swamped the pair, and David was desperate. But wait, wasn't he a millionaire? Didn't he have a lot of inheritance money? Looking back over things, it appears that David was not where he thought he was or said he was financially. It had been a few years since he worked for 3M, and while that had been a well-paying job, there isn't much evidence that he had a lot of money in his home. While the house was paid for in cash, he hadn't purchased it, actually. He put it into a trust with his mother. Perhaps she had provided the financing for it, or perhaps he had done so in case the relationship didn't work out, protecting himself against a future lawsuit in case there was a breakup. When he and Shanti married, curiously, he never changed the title.
Well, you don't need that, you have your own shit to deal
with
with.
his mother. Now, Shanti had apparently had enough of putting money into the project.
That shit's psychological blackmailer is.
While she and Jackson lived
That's what that
upstairs,
is.
David had relocated downstairs and was living with the family dog.
It
The
is
swimming
though.
pool, covered
They
patio,
couldn't do
and
it,
outdoor
though.
kitchen had helped to alleviate the pressure on the family, but she just couldn't take it anymore. David needed to find an answer, and he needed to find the financing. The problem is, he had no money. He had worked at the project for the entire time, but had no other employment. Then he stumbled across an idea of a possible way out. He saw a TV show.
My mum bought a gaff and he fucking
channels
625,000 it cost for renovations, and what he didn't realise was the fucking idiots that he hired to finish the work. He hadn't got a clue what they were doing.
At least some financial
Hey,
support in
Conan.
the process.
Yeah.
David's first attempts to become part of the show
He
didn't
paid
pan
for the
out.
house in
He
cash,
persisted and
690 quid.
It was a
Imagine that,
property
being able to buy a
house,
gaff like
but
that with
obviously a
cash.
disaster from the
You know,
inside.
but the fucking idiot, he gutted the house because he wanted to put it renovated and
Dave just called me on the phone and asked if I'd come by and take a look at the project.
fucking
Said that
idiot.
they had done some work. They had fully disassembled this house to a degree that I'd never seen before. It was rather astonishing. It was largely wide open, like you're inside of a giant shoebox.
Producers from the show
Like a
met
giant
with the
shoebox.
couple and set up the process of getting the project underway.
You became aware that they were gonna be involved in the zombie house flipping show?
That's a fucking horrible thing about that.
It was the same last night.
Productions
Like,
like this just don't
like I
happen
said,
overnight.
normally you hear a lot more
Things have to be
fireworks and that, but I'll tell you one
scheduled
thing,
months
I'd
out.
rather be
The couple
fucking
not
warm,
only had to
bro,
wait,
and
couldn't
be
get
able to have a
additional
cup of
work on
fucking
the
chat
property
if
until
I want
production
one,
began.
rather than standing
In the
out,
intervening
waiting for
months,
the fucking
Shanti
bell to go
lost her
bang.
desire
Fuck
to be a
that.
part of the show, and quite possibly lost her desire to
Got
be
this
part of the
fucking
marriage
burden
as
on me
well.
because
One of the Trones's neighbors, who had spent quite a lot of
Oh,
time
dude,
with
I
the
don't-
family, said
I don't
that
give a
many
shit
signs
what's
that
done.
the relationship had become strained
Yeah, man.
between the two, particularly because of the renovations.
Now, as a couple, how often did you have an
Anyway, how
opportunity
did your New Year go,
to
Colin?
work together?
Well, whenever we have them over or my kids, my kids.
I had a very quiet one last night, so did me brother
Super Bowl, they came over.
and me other brother.
To our house, just
Yeah.
the two of them, so, I mean, we did see them.
Don't get me wrong, it's
In
like
the time that you
New
spent
Year's
around the
Eve,
two of them, did they
everybody
appear to be
gets
affectionate
together,
towards each
you know, it's like, but I do have me mates in now here sometimes, I do have family in now, and I do have to mute me live, and you know, you never know who's gonna roll up.
Frustrated by how long it was taking.
You know, that's the thing with this gaff, because there's two other men that live here, there's always people in and out.
So, and she knew that.
At the
You
last
know.
pre-production meeting, just a month before the cameras were set to roll, Shanti
Bro,
refused to
listen,
be a
I
part of
don't
the
wanna
discussion
spoil other
as the
people's
producers
fun by
waited
telling
in
them
the
to
house.
fuck off when
Was
they're
able
trying to be
coax
nice
her
to me.
back downstairs to speak
You
with
know,
them.
and
But
I already
according to
know I
testimony
don't
from
need
her
to be
personal
around that shit.
assistant, she had obviously had
You know,
enough. At this point,
Most pubs in Manchester at the weekend, someone is going into the toilet snorting cocaine.
may have brought things to
You know,
boiling point.
that's the way of the world, you know.
There's cost in this
I've just
and if you're gonna,
come up
sink
with a
all the
way
money into this production, you wanna know
not to have that need, that urge to drink alcohol or to relapse. Fuck no, I have a son on the way. I don't need no motivation. This is gonna be a good year for me.
a sit down with both
Last year was the best and the worst year of my life, so I'm hoping this is one of the good ones.
and that there, wasn't any,
I'm looking forward to my son being born. If it means I have to drive myself crazy all over again, I'm willing to do it. Because I'm having a son, and there's no money or gift or gold or anything in the world that's more valuable than a son. And I know because I have one who's 30 next, 30 this year. Madness. My son's birthday, yeah, it's this year. And my son will be born this year, in April. He's a good sized fish, I reckon he'll be about 8'4". We're all having a competition in the gaff, whoever gets the weight. We're all putting a tenner in or whatever, like, you know what I mean? And if no one gets it, the baby will get it. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to it, I am. I've always wanted a monkey, and I couldn't afford one at the time. I still couldn't afford a monkey, but I can afford a son. Well, there goes my dream. But like I said, you couldn't get any bigger a dream than having a boy. Another one. At 49, like, it's special to me, this. As soon as my chick told me she was pregnant, I said, right. So I started not taking my milk stabiliser, and I got to 131 days. And I've 5 to go, and then I'll stop counting. That way then, my personal best was 36 days counting, but everything I do this year will triple. And that's no different. So, my personal best is 36 days, right? We're on 131 days, right? So we 5 to go. Then I'll be satisfied. I hit it 3 times. Deadly serious about it too. I'll hit me target by March. My channel has grown every day, and I'm delighted with that. Yeah. Fireworks trigger me. I'm not much fun at the minute. I've had friends that give me stick for being sober. Bro, don't you miss a line? Don't you miss this? Nah, not really. Because of a line, I hit the floor and had a brain aneurysm because of cocaine. And since that night I collapsed. Thank God I've not relapsed. Like I said, all my life I've battled against drug addiction, my entire life. And I'm ready now to let it go. My father made me strong for a reason, for this moment, to know which direction my life is going in and what direction I want my channel to go in, and And this year, I will have more people on my panel than I did in every other previous year. I had to get on the board, and we're on the board now. We went past 750 in 10 months, so we're on the fucking board. We're 21 subs away from 800. This 100 has come around pretty quick. Because people know who's real and who isn't. You know. Like, why grow a channel from calling other men out? Like, if that's your thing, that's your thing, but it's not my thing. Do you understand? I don't need to call people out. You know, I've all my life I've worked on discipline and defending myself, and I'm quite good at it. But I'm not a tough guy. I know tough guys, connected guys, you know. Yeah, real tough guys, you know. But they don't go around shouting, guess what? I'm Billy Big Bollocks. Especially on YouTube, you know why? Because your community, if you cannot return to your community, there's a reason for that, lad. Now let me tell you this. I'm welcome on the streets of Toxteth. I'm welcome on the streets of Croxteth. You know why? Because they all know me son up there. You see, my lad dedicated his life to helping Liverpool and the kids in it because they've been suffering because of the sins of the father in Toxteth for years, and the council won't release no funds, so you have to rely on private organisations or charities, you know, because there's no funding in these high crime, low privileged areas. You know, and they have the funding there, they just won't release it. They said that it's needed elsewhere, but they're full of shit. You know what I mean? But like I said, Liverpool, the people are very resilient, hard-working people, the Scousers, you know, and they're my favourite people in the world. Except for when we're playing 90 minutes, but other than that, you know, we've loads of mates that are Scousers. I get on great with the Scousers. I get on great with everybody, man. You know, listen, don't talk shit to me on YouTube. If you've an issue with me, I have an Instagram. Everyone here know me fucking Instagram, yeah? Just getting that out there. Yeah, I won't give nobody any publicity ever again. Only me members. Maybe in March. You see, I've looked at the membership scheme on YouTube, and it's like, you don't give his own members shout outs. You definitely don't make shorts for them. And you definitely won't help them grow your channel, but I will. That's where I'm different, but I've had to wait 6 years. A stolen channel, I was 160 away from my target. And I had to start all over again. But I did it in 10 months last year. Well, a bit more, it's 11 months, say. Regardless whether people share my channel or not, my channel's gonna grow. Yeah, just so you know. Now it has me attention because I'm not sedated anymore and never will be again. Yeah. Shout out to all the so-called tough guys in prison who can't even get a phone and sustain their channel on the outside. Here, I guarantee you, if I was in prison, I'd be able to still sustain my channel. Not fully, but I'd be able to make one short every day, I guarantee you that. Shout out to all the tough guys in Manchester that are locked up that can't have access to a phone. You're not as connected as you think you are you? Hey. This is fucking Manchester, mate. Now, if I went in, I'd find someone that had one, because I'd know him. And if he didn't know me, he'd know one of my brothers, so that's just as good. And I've many brothers, many nationalities. They're all my brothers. my Irish brother, I call you. Hello, brother. How are you? You look so handsome. You see, like I said, most of my friends are different nationalities, you know. But we all have the same family values, you know. There's people around here that have little circular tattoos on their hand. They're not from Manchester. You've got little circles on their hand. They're from mind your fucking business. But anyway, my channel will grow. I have 2 channels, STRAIGHTOUTTABALLYER. I'm moving forward. My channel, like I said, has always been, I try to keep it positive. My channel is a mental health channel, and if I am not a good enough for it, if I'm not a good enough advocate for mental health, I don't know what is. You see, I've overcome adversity many times. I've looked at the devil 3 times in my life and pissed on him. Or pissed on him. Well, Stephen French, the devil. I'd put more fear into you. I'd whisper a couple of things into your ear. Yeah, and you'd give me what I wanted. Trust me, if I wanted, I could do shit like that, but I wasn't raised that way. Like I said, I've no interest what's going on YouTube. That's not my problem. My channel is my problem. Having a son this year is my problem. It's going to be very funny doing watch-alongs with me and Junior. You know, Junior is my salvation. I was looking for redemption. It's like, and now I've got it. Solution. Absolution, it's called. Do you know anything about the Bible? Do unto others as they do to you. Gandhi got it right when he said an eye for an eye. Yeah, I like that philosophy. An eye for an eye. You take my eye, I'll take your eye and your cat. Meow. Don't fucking haunt my cat, bro. Listen, mate, your cat's dead. Do something. Here, how about instead of Nikes, just do it. Just do something. Just do something. I would. Fucking motherfucker. But nah, look, I wish everybody well and a happy new year, and in order for others to grow, nobody can grow without help. Now, I have 2 channels on YouTube, and this one will grow. Yeah, and everything is on a need to know basis. I'll tell you what you need to know and I think you need to know. Like I said, I'm not sedated this year for the first time in 20 years, 19 years, nearly 20. Yeah, fuck that guy being Venom vaccine. Fuck that guy waiting for the new year to creep up on you to change. 131 days ago I started. And I can't wait to see my son. Me brothers have nicknames for him already. We're already betting on the weight of the baby. I'm saying £8.4 is a good sized fish. I told her when she told me she was pregnant, she was having a boy called Thomas Daniel, and she laughed at me. And then when we went for the 20-week scan, I heard the ultrasound lady say, penis, and I said, yes, he's mine. Did you just say dick there? I did. Hang on a minute, has he got 2 penises? No, that's his leg. I was like, okay, sorry, my bad. he has a big wadge on him, hadn't he, Bob? And me missus is like, "Will you fucking say that?" So I was like, "What? He's got a big cock on him like his dad. If you say to me don't do something, I'll purposely embarrass her." She said to the nurse, "I'm sorry about that." I said, "I'm not." He's got a cock, fuck yeah. You know, like I said, you know what I mean? It's crazy. This is what God wants from me. I blame me cock on it. Is it after 6 o'clock? Yeah, it's me cock's fault. My bad. This channel is for over 18, and if you're under 18, fuck off. Okay? In a nice way. Fuck off. This is for adults. Yeah. Why do people keep asking me to have me channel monetized or fucking... I don't know nothing about it. Someone said that to me the other day. "Jude, why don't you monetize your channel? You'll make money out." But it's like, how do you work that one out? But shout out to Pablo. You know, shout out to Stevie and Chopper. Like I said, I knew once I had a few good mods, like I could grow this channel without doing panels every night. You know, it's like, and by March I'll hit 1,000. By Christmas we'll see. It all depends on the decisions I make this year, who I decide to work with and who I don't. I've only a small channel, but my shit is everywhere. You know, I'm not playing games, I'm just on here to compete against me. All me life, my dad said to me, "Who stood in front of you?" And I said, "Oh yeah. Look how strong I made you." Make you angry, faint, make you miss, make you swing at me and capitalise on the mistake you just made. Now you are on the fucking floor, sleeping done, rugged, roughed up good, done. I answer to real world dons, not Omadons. You know, Dougie, I'm disappointed with you. You've not got a phone, and there's 2 years in there. I'm so disappointed. Happy New Year to you, and anyway. Happy New Year to Dean as well. Bro, if you want the phone, link me done, and I'll hook you up. Honestly, we're like fucking BT here done. This is Manchester, right? And I've lived here for 28 years. Money can buy anything. Yeah, if you need a phone, let me know. You have me Instagram. If there's a problem, let me know. If you need a phone, let me know. But I tell you what, I'm fucking glad it's over. You know, like last night was a difficult night for me. I had a little fire in my garden. I said goodbye to everybody. And that's it. It's done. Allah fucking Kazam. No more grief in your mom. Yeah. Alakazam, because you are no longer grieving your mom. Pew. Next. Fuck off. Excuse me, sorry about that. Excuse me, honestly. But I'm gonna end the live very soon and anyway, but like I said, I wish you all a fucking happy new year. And if you've got grievance with anyone, fix it. Because otherwise you're gonna carry you with you forever. And you're gonna live, but exist rather than live. You know, you have to forgive yourself and let it go. Let it all go. Let it all go. What's the point? A waste of tears. Save your tears and face your fears. Have you got a vagina? Or maybe you'll get angina. And then go to China. Trying to find it. Your balls. Tell me about your home. I'll tell you about mine. I come from Cartel and Bally Farm at Cherry Orchard Avenue number 93. Part of the originals 89 to 92. Shout out to everybody in Cherry Orchard Avenue who I used to love and I knew. What can I give Rome's greatest general? Let me go home. I am home. This is Manchester. I'll die in this city. I fucking love this city. Now, as you know, I've been pregnant. My missus got pregnant on her own. But my sister and my daughter said, my daughter said, Dad, you got her pregnant too. What are you gonna do about it? I looked in the mirror and I seen my ass and I said, what are you gonna do about it? So, 131 days ago I started to do something about it. I stopped taking vaccine for the first time in 20 years. I have not slept walk in 130 days. It works. I know the way. I have a remedy to make all your pain go away. But unless you're ready to meet me halfway, I can't help you. Or anybody fucking else. 6 years of wasted failed projects. I got one more go at it, being this channel. I will not give anybody any publicity ever again. I have no issue with anybody. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm not glad to kill someone killed. That is enough.
Yeah, baby. He's like, whatever comes out of them gates, stay together and we'll survive. No matter what comes out of them gates. Tigers, lions, bears. Now that's what you call a fight. Being in a coliseum and worrying about my massage. You have tigers and bears running at you. Imagine that. Now here, that's what you call a death. Imagine that. Do you know anything about Marcus Aurelius? Do you know what he said? Death smiles at us all. And all a man can do is smile back, man. That's one of my favourite quotes of all time. Marcus Aurelius. We can talk about Socrates if you want. You see, my father educated me. I might be an ex-addict, but I tell you one thing. See, education is the way forward that set me free up here. I don't need alcohol or drugs. I can do a piss test tomorrow and say I fucking told you. My son is more important than anything in this fucking shit world. And he will be a world champion at whatever he does, you know why? It's in his fucking DNA, mate. That's fucking why. I got one to greatness, didn't I? Dean John Moore's uni. What stopped me getting two? Two boys. I'm sorry, son. It's taken me 30 years for you to have a little brother. But we got there in the end. It's not how you start, it's how you finish, right? Your body gives up before your mind, remember that? 6,000 videos I've made. Did I ever tell you that? Do you know how many videos I have waiting to just go boom? That none of you have seen. Thousands. I've made 6,000 videos. 4,000 of them are up. $6,000 videos? Really? Do you know how long it took me to do that? Just over 6 years. 1,000 of them are at the Etihad. And there's a couple of them where I'm in a couple of arguments with a couple of them. But we'll see, like I said, I know how to grow my channel. Channels, sorry, plural. Like I said, all my life I've grieved me parents, me friends, somebody. And last night I set fire to the lot of them and said, fucking do one. My father made me strong and he taught me discipline at its finest, and I lost it when I come on here. But I've re-established it. You see, you have to believe it here and here. And once this is realigned with this again, here, that doesn't happen twice. Do you understand? Because once you broke your biscuit, right? I've been sectioned 3 times. I lost my mind, loads of times. But I found me marbles recently, 131 days ago, yeah. I wanted to see had I got big balls or was I just a bitch. So I put myself out of my comfort zone, purposely, to trigger myself. 131 days. It's like going to war. We are ready. War. We are ready. It's brilliant being able to separate, compartmentalize certain things, put them in the locker. Yeah. Before you have to drop her. And negative in my life this year is gone. Anybody even comes in and says boo to me, they'll be gone. Nobody is coming on me panels that haven't got a spanner. Oops. Sorry. Yeah. I've worked too hard to let a nitty fuck my channel up. And here, I have another message for a couple of me mods. I'm gonna have to take it as spanners because everything's about collateral damage, so I'm gonna take out anything that can be a threat to my channel. And here, I don't want you to take it personal. There's a lot of people on here that have alliances with other people, which is absolutely fuck all to do with me. But what is to do with me is if you have a spanner on my channel and you've bad intentions, I might find out about it. All you can do is take your spanner. You're lucky. That's all I'm doing. But yeah, just getting that out there. Anybody that puts my channel in jeopardy is fucking gone, mate. I don't give a fuck whether you're me mate, whether you're from Dublin, whether you're from Brazil. Fuck with my channel and I'll block you. And I don't block anybody, but like I said, I have to be selfish now. So I'm gonna say goodbye because my girls are here. Anyway, like I said, it's 2024. Happy New Year. But before I go, you need to face your fear. I face mine. What are you gonna do about it? Anyway, good night. I'll be back tomorrow. Peace.